Hey, hey, brothers. Basically, what I want to talk about today is you really can't teach people how to be a player, And they try to make all these moves to be funny, but that's kind of like something that you have to have into you. You know what I'm saying? Now, any man could be a thug, get tattoos, get jewelry and stuff like that. But even at that, if you're acting, if you're not even a real thug and you're just acting and you got all these tattoos and these jewelry and stuff like that, you may not get the same success as somebody who was raised like that, who got family members, who got friends. All of them are thugs. You know what I'm saying? You may not have the success with women, but as far as being a player, if you aren't built like that, if you aren't made like that, if you weren't groomed by like players who are like your uncles and father, all around you, chances are you're not going to get very much success like that. And the thing about it is, every time a man does something, it's like he has to be made to do that, or he has to be groomed, or he has to just be a natural talent at that. You know what I'm saying? If a woman isn't necessarily good looking, she can do something to herself. Spend a few $100s at the beauty salon, spend a little bit more money on makeup. She might come off $300, but her look will be better. And women actually, their clothes are actually cheaper because they consume so much. They buy so much clothes, they can get any top they want for $10. You know what I'm saying? They can get underwear for like $5. Like, everything's cheap. But men's clothing costs more because men buy less. Men only buy what we need. So every time we buy one item or two items, each item is costing us a lot more than a woman's items, because women buy so much that it's a better business model to keep selling to them for cheap so they can buy everything, But men buy less, so they just have to charge you more for everything you buy, That's why when you buy like a man's belt, it'll cost you like $15 or $20. And this isn't even the expensive places. This is at a cheap place. It costs you $20 for a belt. And you go to these places, these men's warehouses and stuff, it'll be $150 just for a suit, just for part of a suit. And it might be $100 for pants. I mean, this stuff is crazy. And then you go to a woman's store and they'll give them a top, something for $8, something for $7, to insinuate that it's very much cheaper. And nothing about a man is being convenient. If you want to make $40,000-$50,000, no longer, like, you can't really sit at a desk, and make that much money, $50,000 a year now. Very few men can just sit at a desk and just type on a computer and make $50,000. Now you got people in the IT fields, and you got people that are actually doing something, but you know how many jobs where women, that's all they do is like answer phone calls and type on computers, and and they're making $50,000 a year. You might have 50,000 women in America who do that. I'm not talking about the IT field or the computer field. I'm talking about just office job. 50,000 women, and it might be 10,000 men. But I'm just saying, when you're a man, people always want you to do something. They always question the relevancy of what are you doing? Why do we need you? Why can't we replace you? You know what I'm saying? And whenever you get to the point where you say, I don't know, you lose your competitive edge, that's when people get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? You're a necessity. You're an asset. But when you become a liability, they're going to trade you, just like in pro sports. And people talk about how much men get paid, but you got to understand this. Men are always disposable once they lose their value, once they lose their fire. You know what I'm saying? We get thrown in the trash like garbage. A woman can be at a job for 10 years, and in the last 4 years, she can lose her mojo as far as working. Her productivity could be down or whatever. But they're going to keep her, and eventually, after 10 years, after 4 years of not doing whatever effectively, they're like, look here, we need to talk or whatever. We're sorry, but we found somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And they'll let her go. And they actually did find somebody else. If you're a man and you've been slacking or whatever for 4 months, they might let you go and they don't even have anybody to replace you yet. You know what I'm saying? It might take them 3 months just to replace you. And they'll let you go anyway and just say, okay, well, we'll just have to wait till we find somebody else to replace them. And we'll be lacking. But that's the thing. When you're a man on a job, they'll get rid of you before they even have a replacement for you. But if you're a woman, they give you time or whatever. And like they really don't a lot of times they really don't want to fire women. Like. Now I know there is some stuff about, cutting women's hours and stuff like that, but you gotta understand this. Usually when they hire a man, it's because they need him. And that's why men get paid more money because they only hire men on a need basis.